Not all homes should have a dog, but all dogs should have a home. Dogs are incredibly grateful creatures, so if you're looking for a true friend, you should definitely get a dog. Dogs are among the most loyal creatures around, and their behavior has given rise to many incredible myths. In today's video, I'm going to tell you a story about a big, beautiful dog named Michael, who was adopted from a shelter. This story happened in Croatia and sounds like a real-life fairy tale. A man named Goran went to an animal shelter and adopted a beautiful white dog with a difficult life story. The owners abandoned the dog because it gave them a lot of trouble. Michael shed a lot, always chewed on their things, and ate a lot. Thus, his previous owners simply didn't assess their possibilities correctly and couldn't handle the difficulties and the costs associated with keeping this dog. Whenever the owners abandon a dog, it hurts the animal and affects their future behavior. The dog can become anxious and afraid to stay home without people. Moreover, it's difficult for such dogs to find new owners, because they get a reputation as a dog that's hard to keep. But Michael was very lucky. Goran came to the shelter to get a new pet. When he saw the big sad dog, he just couldn't take his eyes off him. The man knew immediately that Michael was his dog. He didn't care about the fact that Michael was abandoned by his previous owner. The man understood that taking any animal home is a big responsibility that one needs to be ready for. He had recently lost Grace, his beloved corgi. After the pain from the loss subsided a little, the man decided that barking should be heard again in this house, and that's why he ended up at the shelter. Goran wanted to find a dog that needed help. The man understood that animals from the shelter require a little more love because they had to go through a lot in their lives. Goran took Michael home to give him his attention and care. The dog was extremely happy to have a warm and cozy home once again. At first, the dog behaved a little wary, but that quickly changed. Delicious food, fun games, and many walks did their job. However, Goran began to notice that Michael was behaving somewhat strangely. The dog was a little lethargic, and a couple of days later he lost his appetite. The owner was very worried, because such behavior wasn't normal for a dog. Goran didn't understand what was happening to Michael. And then he accidentally got the answer to his question. As Goran was watching the recordings from his home surveillance camera, he discovered that the dog that's been living with him for 3 days hasn't been sleeping at all. The man was simply shocked. According to the video recordings, Michael went into God's room every night and simply sat by his bed, looking at the man. This went on for 3 nights in a row. The man was at a loss. He simply couldn't figure out what was going on. The dog was behaving strangely. He started losing weight, was weak, and lethargic. This was turning into a real problem. The dog simply never slept, which meant that he couldn't live a normal life. Goran took the dog to the vet, but they didn't find any health issues. It was clearly a mental disorder. Then the man decided to return to the shelter where he got Michael from. There, he found out what was happening to his dog. It turned out that Michael was brought to the shelter. When he was sleeping, the animal trusted his owner so much that he never expected anything bad to happen. When the dog woke up, he realized that his people weren't around. It was such a shock to him that Michael couldn't get over it. It seemed that the dog decided that he simply shouldn't sleep, so as not to end up back at the shelter. Goran decided to help his new friend get rid of the terrible trauma that the former owners caused him. The man placed the dog's bed next to his own bed, so that Michael would always be by his side even at night, and it actually helped the dog started sleeping at night, although he still woke up sometimes to make sure his owners were there. Dogs are exceptionally loyal animals. It's too bad that we don't always appreciate them, but it's great that there aren't only those who break animals' hearts, but those also who help glue the pieces back together. Pet ownership comes with the responsibility of understanding and caring for your animal. It is essential for a pet owner to be aware of their dog's thoughts and emotions, as well as any changes in behavior. This understanding can strengthen the bond between the owner and pet. Additionally, it is important to treat dogs with respect and never abandon them on the street or in a shelter. This not only shows kindness to the animal, but also helps to ensure their well-being and safety. I hope you liked this video. Please give us thumbs up, share it with your friends and family. Also, press the bell icon to never miss the update from our channel. Thank you.